Now, Yar Warriors, it is time you learned the secret battle plan we have developed to fight our enemy. The Quotile is based on the moon of the planet F on the far side of the neutral zone. Their base is protected by a thick shield of energy made up of cosmic cells. Like the cowards that they are, the Quotile hide behind this shield for protection. From this position of relative safety, they fire destroyer missiles and massive balls of deadly energy called swirls. When we are under attack, we can protect ourselves by retreating into the neutral zone. Once inside the zone, we are safe from the destroyer missiles, but we pay a heavy price for this refuge. Inside the zone, we cannot communicate with our base, nor can we fire upon the enemy, and we are not safe from the swirls. They are deadly anywhere. Once you have been outfitted as warriors, you will begin your mission. You must fly through the neutral zone and attack the enemy. You must try and break your way through the Quotile shield by firing energy missiles at it, or by devouring the cosmic cells. Once you have cleared an opening in the shield, the Zorlon cannon can be used to attempt to destroy the enemy. Although the cannon is powerful, it is also very dangerous. To summon the cannon, you must devour a number of cosmic cells, or touch the dreaded Quotile. Once you have accomplished this first important step, you can signal the base to prepare to fire the Zorlon cannon. The cannon will fire its missile in a horizontal line with your flight course. To aim the cannon, line yourself up with the Quotile. Then communicate back to the base that you are ready to open fire. But here is the most important thing of all. You must fly out of the way as quickly as possible as soon as the Zorlon cannon has been fired. Otherwise, it will always strike you before it can hit the Quotile. To be struck by the Zorlon cannon spells certain death. It will not be an easy task, my brave young friends. The enemy is tricky and dangerous. It will take all your skill and training to defeat him. You will attack tomorrow at sunrise. So prepare yourselves for battle. It is almost time for Yar's revenge. Later that day, a young Yar warrior returned home to say goodbye to his parents. Although he was brave, he was also aware of the risks involved in such a dangerous mission. He knew he might never see his family again.
Well, my son, I want you to know how very proud we all are of you. Doesn't he look handsome in his uniform, Father?
If only I were younger, I would fight alongside you. But I am an elder now, and these old wings are stiff and brittle. I'm afraid I wouldn't be much of a warrior.
Father Yar reached over and grasped his young son's hand.
Be careful and brave, and the victory shall be yours.
Mother and father waved goodbye as their young son flew back towards the armament center.
Goodbye!
Goodbye,
my son! Oh, dear, he can't hear us,
whispered Mother Yar as she wiped a tear from the corner of her huge, luminous eye. They watched in silence as their son disappeared up into the clouds and was gone. The following day, as the Razak sun was just breaking over the low blue hills on the horizon, the Yar scouts prepared for battle. They would depart one at a time and attack the Quotile. A cheer rose up from the crowd as Yar Scout number 1 took off. With a loud buzzing sound, he soared off into the morning sky. Up and up he flew, through the thin atmosphere and out into the endless darkness of space. Up ahead, glowing in a rainbow of glorious colors, he could see the neutral zone. He flew inside the zone and paused for a moment. Off to his left, on the moon of Ep, he could see his target. There, protected by the constantly shifting red shield, waited the Quotile. Fearlessly, he began the attack. He raced down through space and began firing energy missiles at the shield. As they struck their target, chunks of the shield began to vaporize and disappear. The Yar Scout had dissolved a large hole in the shield, when suddenly, without warning, a destroyer missile roared towards him. He tried desperately to fly out of the path of the deadly projectile, but it was too late. The missile struck him in a direct hit, and in an instant, he was vaporized into nothingness. In the fraction of a second before his destruction, he glanced down at the Quotile shield and saw that his death had not been in vain. He had succeeded in puncturing a large hole in the shield. This would make Scout number 2's job a little easier. With the knowledge of a job well done, he was content, and his last moment was a happy one. Scout number 2 had watched helplessly as his friend had been shot down. He was much more cautious as he flew through the neutral zone and dive-bombed towards the Quotile shield. He fired a barrage of energy missiles, and soon he shot and devoured a gaping hole in the Quotile shield. Suddenly, out of the corner of his oversized eye, he saw a destroyer missile thundering towards him. In an instant, he retreated back into the safety of the neutral zone. As he gazed down through the hole he had made in the shield, he saw an amazing sight. The Quotile was changing colors rapidly. Then, faster than the beating of a wing, the Quotile was transformed into a swirl. The swirl rocketed off into space and headed straight towards Scout number 2, deep inside the neutral zone. The Yar Scout tried to dodge the swirl, but it struck him, and he too perished. But not before he had inflicted grave damage to the shield. Each scout's work made the job of the next warrior that much easier, and so the ultimate sacrifice seemed worth the price. Scout number 3 was determined not to make the same mistakes as his predecessors. He could see a clear path through the Quotile shield, and he flew at top speed towards this opening. By now, the Quotile had grown angry and was firing an endless flow of destroyer missiles and swirls. Dodging them all with incredible skill, the Yar Scout flew fast and low across the lunar surface. In the blinking of an eye, he darted through the hole in the shield, and with a combination of exhilaration and profound disgust, he brushed across the surface of the Quotile. The Quotile flashed a myriad of colors in fury. Now that the Scout had touched the Quotile, he had the power to summon the Zorlon cannon. He flashed a signal back to his home base, and in an instant, the powerful weapon appeared, threateningly on the far side of the neutral zone. Using himself as a guidance target, he signaled his fellow warriors, and with a thunderous roar, the Zorlon cannon was fired. The pulsating fireball emitted by the deadly weapon rumbled through the darkness of space towards the Quotile enemy. But the Scout had made a fatal error. He had failed to correctly estimate the lightning speed of the cannon fireball and was unable to dodge the projectile. It struck him in mid-flight, and in a millisecond, he was vaporized, by his own weapon. Now, it was up to Scout number 4, the last scout in his squadron, to make sure his fellow warriors had not given up their lives in vain. He knew he had to succeed. Heroically, he flew through the neutral zone without stopping. With amazing speed, he outmaneuvered both destroyer missiles and swirls as he hammered away at the remaining sections of the quotile shield. He buzzed low over the craggy mountains that surrounded the quotile fort and brushed his wings across the surface of the quotile. As soon as he made physical contact with the enemy, he felt a surge of power that told him he could now call on the Zorlan cannon to help him in his fight. He flashed his message back home, and momentarily, the weapon was in place. The fearless scout shot back and forth across the sky in synchronous motion with the quotile. He knew that in a few seconds, the quotile would begin changing colors and transform itself into a swirl. At this close a range, it would be difficult to avoid being struck and destroyed. It was now or never. With split-second timing, he communicated back to his fellow warriors and fired the Zorlan cannon. The mighty weapon burst into action, hurling a powerful fireball out into space. The fireball crashed through the neutral zone and rushed with deadly accuracy towards the Yars scout and the quotile. The pulsating flame was so near that the Yar warrior could feel its heat on his wings. Then, faster than sight itself, the agile young Yar darted out of the path. The Zorlan cannon scored a direct hit as it crashed directly into the quotile. For a moment, time seemed to stand still. All around him, the universe flashed in a rainbow of colors. Then, instantaneously, and with awesome force, the quotile exploded. The young Yar scout gazed on in wide-eyed disbelief. He had done it. He had destroyed the quotile.